Hello everyone, I am Squall. Welcome back to Starcraft 2. Based on the time that you're watching this video, you probably think I just got back from the anime convention and instantly cast a game. But I'm actually casting this the day I'm leaving and uploading it later. So that way when I get back, you guys will be able to get at least some content, even though I won't actually be able to resume casting for a few days. So we do of course have Liquid HayprO going on up against MorroW, who, I think that tag is wrong, because, never mind, okay, I was confused. This is part of a replay pack that was from the Team Arena Challenge 3, and my brain thought, oh, TAC 3 Finals. No, it's just from Team Arena Challenge 3 in general, so, yeah, so this is Mao's MorroW, going up against Liquid HayprO. So, I'm just gonna be checking out some of the Liquid games, because I like Liquid a lot. They're a lot of fun to watch. Good times shall be had. So, of course, we do have a good old-fashioned, or not good old-fashioned, but a ZVT. This is a matchup I would say has probably changed the most in recent months. And all because Queens now have 5 ground range. And it feels like such a small change, but it makes such a big difference in terms of how effective Terran openings can be. Now, that said, I'm not sure what patch this game was from. And based on how long Team Arena Challenge 3 has been going, it's possible this was before the Queen change. And, yeah, so MorroW doing some interestingness, tucking his barracks here. I don't know if the Drone Scout will see it. The Overlord definitely will, though. But, could be he just wants to have the option of doing a bit of early aggression. And that's not a bad decision, seeing as HayprO did go hatch first. And this barracks positioning. I keep calling them bunkers for some reason, because they're both B words. Anyways, this barracks position will allow him to rally Marines up to the front just a little bit sooner if he does choose to go for that that route of attack, that modus operandi. I'm sure I said that wrong. I think it's Latin. It's like your mode of operation or something, modus or whatever. I'm going to stop pretending I know other languages. The only other language I can like speak with any degree of like sounding like I actually know about what I'm talking about would be German, where I say, ich spreche nicht sehr gut Deutsch, which means, I don't speak German very well. And that's literally the only thing I remember how to say, aside from, like, Guten Tag, which is hello. But yeah, I just tell people over and over and over again, I don't know how to speak German very well. And that's literally all I do. Anyway, it looks like MorroW isn't going for any kind of attack. Oh, you know what? Maybe he went for that Marine positioning so he could, try to pick off this Overlord. As you can see, he's quite hurt. Okay, yeah, so that's why I put the barracks here, because Zergs will almost always send their first Overlords along roughly this path, and then the Overlord will come out over here, then the Marine can start working away on it. Yeah, I think that's what happened. And that's one of those things, it's so small, but it can make a difference. If you can pick off an Overlord early, you slow down the Zerg a fair bit. So, that's pretty cool. And let's just take a quick look. Range 5, okay, so this was after the Queen range change, so this will be our newer TVZ metagame where, well, Terran can't really be as hyper-aggressive as they used to be. You know, it used to be Terran would just go up to Hellions right away, push the front, and deny creep spread a lot, and that was just what you always saw. And Zerg kind of had to play all defensive, like, for quite a while, but now that Queens are so much better, you know, Terran just can't really do that anymore. So, MorroW has gone for a, reactor factory, getting those Hellions up. So I almost wonder if this was very recently after the patch, you know, because Terrans continue to do this reactor factory opening for quite a while, just because, you know, everyone's really used to it, and it takes a long time for new strategies to evolve based around metagame changes. But in any case, MorroW finishing up his own command center. HayprO has had his expansion hatchery going for quite some time now. Take a look at those working counts. Yep, 35 drones, 24 SCVs, but that one mule is basically as good as 10 SCVs of mining minerals, so MorroW is by no means behind. HayprO just has a very small economic advantage, and yeah, he's droning up quite decently. MorroW hasn't really placed any pressure on him. He has these 3 Hellions, excuse me. Might be able to poke at the front a little bit, but these 2 Queens here will be more than adequate for repelling those Hellions, and this one has already taken just a little bit of damage. This Overlord is going to scoot in and just take a look at what kind of tech we have coming, and I guess I should check because I'm the caster. Yep, starport going up with, and then a reactor going on to the factory. So going to be a standard bio medevac build. Nothing too out of the ordinary or unexpected. Nothing like the Nama versus Suppy game I casted yesterday. Oh man. If you haven't watched that one, please go watch it. It is so goofy and weird and cool what Nama did. I won't spoil it for you, but if you haven't watched it, you know, once you're done with this one, go into the video archives, check out Nama versus Suppy. It is very interesting. So these Hellions poking at the front just a little bit. They do deny that single creep tumor there, but then thereafter are repelled by the Queens. So what else do we have going on here? Neutral supply depot. What did he ever do to everybody? But these Marines decided they wanted to kill it. Which one got the kill? I have to know who just finished. This guy right here. You just destroyed someone's home. Yeah, no, don't hide in the medevac, you coward. What are you doing, man? You blew up somebody's house. How do you feel about that, huh? But I was just following orders. BS, man. I almost actually swore there. I do try to keep things very PG. But, yeah. Anyways, so, HayprO is, of course, getting a third going up. But, MorroW looks like he wants to push that just a little bit. He does have Sim done on his Marines. Has some Hellions here. No Blue Flame or anything like that. But this will be a pretty powerful push because he's got those 2 medevacs out. And the moment the medevacs come out, that's always just such a good timing for the Terran. And yep, HayprO instantly cancels it. Has a whole bunch of Zerglings. Got 3 Queens. But he's going to need some decent control here. I think that's enough Zerglings to repel this. And yep, here we go. Trying to get the wraparound. Very nice. And MorroW is, of course, forced to lift up and run away. The Zerglings are just going to tail the medevacs for the time being, just to ensure they don't unload and then push in again. And yep, MorroW going to be forced to fall on back. And looks like HayprO is just going to send these cross map, just to poke with the front. But that's a full wall with a command center. Try Baneling busting that down, man. I mean, you'd be able to Baneling bust the supply depots, but whatever. Forget what I just said. That's actually a very Baneling bustable wall. Anyway, so HayprO just checking the third here, leaving a single Zergling behind. Your mission in life, soldier, is to let me know when a third doth appear. The Zergling goes or something like that. I don't know if I actually mimicked the sound correctly, if that just sounded horrible, but yeah. They do have this like kind of clicking type sound. Because, you know, they're insectoid, right? Oh, Zog is so disgusting, man. Anyways, so we got Siege Tank Tech just finishing on up. And MorroW, interestingly, has moved the starport off the reactor for the time being, content with the number of medevacs he has right now, and going to start on tank production. So this is a little bit old school, I would say. Tank Marine. It's one of those builds. It was kind of the first real, like, standard build you saw versus Zerg in the Starcraft 2 metagame. And over time, it kind of lost popularity as Ling Bling Muta, or even just Ling Muta, kind of came into play. And then eventually Zerg figured out, hey, Infestors are really, really good. And then they started making lots of Infestors. And Infestors kind of deal with Marines really, really well. So Terrans eventually moved away from it, but you still see it come up from time to time. And it's still a pretty solid build. Very positional, obviously, as tanks are, you know, you have to have them positioned well. But here's a drop in the back. I caught it in time before it went away. A bunch of Zerglings coming in, but they are filtering through the worst possible location. But there are Banelings as well. And oh, HayprO picking up almost all the Marines before the Banelings hit and just barely getting the medevac out of there. That thing is, well, held together by wow, I butchered that. Held together by duct tape and spit. Man, some combinations of words are just really hard for me to say, and I don't quite know why. Oh, man. Anyway, MorroW looks like he's going to push down there again. There's a Queen here who lets HayprO know, but then it dies. How very sad. These Zerglings want to avenge their mothers, but they can't yet because there's a base swinging down here. Not a base, an army. Excuse me. An army swinging down to take out the base, but there's another army ready to defend the base. Siege tanks do siege up. MorroW might start poking and prodding with those Marines here and there, but does have to be careful because there are a lot of Zerglings in that force. And there are infestors on the field now. Those fungals are going to be key. How well he fungals will, of course, determine whether he lives or dies. Single Marine, or Hellion, just tucked into the back here, keeping an eye on things. Amusingly, HayprO can't quite see that. But here we go. This Queen, quite bold. Never give up, never surrender. Keep laying down creep no matter what. But here we go. Big engagement. Zerglings streaming in from several sides. Fungals going down. Baneling's body checking their way into everything. MorroW doing some good splits. HayprO hasn't lost any infestors. Very nice. Doesn't have energy for any more fungals. Oh, just lost 2 there to a tank shell. Very unfortunate. But overall, a fairly even trade. HayprO ahead in supply, but not too surprising. Because they're really, really good at repopulating armies as soon as they die. Ultra Cavern just finished up, as I saw on the build queue. Yep, there it is. And we got Adrenal Glands and 3-3 coming for the Zerglings. Really happy to see HayprO remember Adrenal Glands. So often you see players forget about it. But it seems like pros are getting better and better at remembering that upgrade. And that makes me happy because, well, it's a good upgrade. Oh, man. Hopefully my observing hasn't been giving you, like, motion sickness. I feel like it's been a little bit spotty today. Like I'm jerking the camera down low. I try not to. But, oh, that medevac tempting, but, HayprO chooses not to fungal it. I think he should have, to be honest. Look at the amount of energy in that thing. But, oh, he's got other problems to worry about. A bunch of creep tumors being cleaned up. This one nearly dead. But, fortunately, Zerg units don't bleed to death. Contrary to what would make sense. If they're bleeding, don't worry, they'll heal up eventually, and it will be fine. That Hellion finally gets cleaned up, and MorroW taking his 4th. So both players are sitting back, macroing a lot. HayprO looks like he wants to take his 5th here. That hatch looks a little bit off to me. I feel like it should be closer here. Is it blocked by this creep tumor? Aw. That's too far away. It's supposed to be like right here. That should be a mistake. That'd be a bit embarrassing. Oh well. And wow, MorroW looking like he wants to take a 5th now. So both players just really in macro mode. And I really hope HayprO cancels this and repositions it before it finishes. Otherwise, that'll just be a not efficient at all base for the rest of the game. Okay, well, I mean, he's here and he's looking at it, but he's not canceling it, so whatever. Fair enough. This command center does land, gets picked up on by the Lings. They do have Adrenal Glands now, so they're attacking so fast. But they can't quite handle that many Marines. The Marines go and kill 2 of them. Our work here is done, and back away. And I wonder if the Lings might add... No, they won't be able to kill it before the PF finishes, but they'll be able to deal some damage. So that's kind of funny. Got another drop coming in here, but a huge swell of Zerglings comes along and forces it away. MorroW, though, manages to get all of the Marines out. And what? Oh, maybe they will kill this. Oh, no. MorroW landing a mule to repair. To repair. To repair. Oh, how embarrassing. Lands a mule to repair the PF, but doesn't go back there until it actually repair. Oh, that's gotta sting. Losing the investment of the command center and the resources to build a PF. And he's actually sending SCVs up there now. He thought that base was going to be there, but nope. It died to these 2 Zerglings because his Marines were just a little bit too lazy to turn around and kill him. How unfortunate. Looks like we got a tank drop coming down here, but that's not going to work so well because there's Zerglings. Unless it can go on the high... Can it go on the high ground here? That would be so imba. Okay, good. Or if it can, he doesn't know. Okay, just doing some cute drop micro. Oh boy, here's attack coming in here! Baneling's body checking the PF. Are they going to take it out? Yep, it does go down. Don't know if that was worth it. But HayprO is definitely powering through this army very, very nicely. These ultras just looking a little bit confused about life. Some nice hold position micro by the SCVs. Pins those ultras in place, and they do die. And while HayprO's army here has been cleaned up, look at that. 78 Zerglings on the way. And some Corruptors. Great Fire about to finish up. So even though he lost that entire army, he's happy. He killed the base. He denied a base. And he actually freed up supplies, so that way he can start getting them Broodlords. MorroW responding by doing down 2 command centers, which will then turn into planetaries, in all likelihood, just for the ultra hyper defensive mode. And HayprO has done a really nice job of keeping MorroW on these 3 bases, destroying this base and this base up here. Whereas HayprO has managed to keep this base safe. Wow, it nearly died at some point. But it's still going. This base mining inefficiently. But it's okay. HayprO, yep, looks like he's taking another base now. Exactly as planned. And another base, because why not? This medevac still hanging out here with 6 hit points now. Man, that's just a veteran of the war. It's like, this is the veteran that's lying in the hospital because he's been so badly wounded that he can never really return to like a proper normal life. He's just like in the hospital on life support all the time. Which would actually suck a lot. Oh, is he going to get the fungal? Fungal. Yes, gets the fungal. Very nice. And, oh, managing to unload a bit, but that's not going to save them. At best, they will take out 1 or 2 Marines. And there go several very full medevacs. How very unfortunate and sad for MorroW. MorroW repositioning his command centers because he didn't build them in the right place either. But, well, Terrans can do that. They can get away with totally shoddy building placement. Zerg? Nope. Man, imagine if hatcheries could uproot and move around. Like spine crawlers. Wouldn't that be awesome? Like, done mining at my natural, gonna move them over here. Although I imagine if they could, they'd move very, very slowly. Anyways, HayprO's gotten brood lords now. Viking production has begun, as well as some Thors. We'll have to see if HayprO's man able to do some significant damage before that becomes a factor. Broodlord starting to shell away at the tanks. Tanks forced to fall back because what can you do against air units that spit out units to attack you? And here we go. Submarine stimming forward to try to take it out, but oh, infestors are there to support and a whole bunch of Zerglings. HayprO doing some nice damage. And this is working very well against this very marauder heavy army out of MorroW. This base is, well, definitely under threat. Probably going to see some mass repair for a while, but MorroW is definitely on the back foot. HayprO has a significant bank, so even if he loses this army, he will be able to repopulate in a hurry. Some Vikings start taking out the Broodlords now. Infested Terrans do go down, but they don't quite take out the Vikings. Should probably start doing some fungals there. There we go. The Vikings do go down. Zerglings rushing on forward and running away because, well, the Broodlords aren't above right now, so they're super vulnerable. And here we go. HayprO going to swing on around to the 3rd. He can take that out. MorroW will be down to this much mine. Wow, this base is less mined out than the 3rd. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I looked at it incorrectly. And another base has been attempted here, but there are now burrowed Zerglings. The most annoying thing in the entire universe for a Terran player. Actually, for any player that, yeah, any player at all. Burrowed Zerglings where your base is supposed to go, really irritating. And oh boy, HayprO morphing in quite a few Banelings. 17. Not Infinity Banelings. But, yeah, I was going to make a math joke and it just didn't happen. Why do I keep making math jokes or trying to calculate things? I don't know why. I feel like I should, but then my brain just refuses to do it because it's terrible at math. But here we go. HayprO's base here is indeed found. Spine crawlers are focused down pretty much instantly, except for this one who's left alone. The Zerglings do arrive, though. Will they be able to clean this up before it dies? I think so. And yep, there they go. But looks like we got. Oh wow, that's a pretty beefy Viking count. Starting to get air attack upgrades now. HayprO does have +1 attack on his air units, and he's got quite a few corruptors. They will be able to repel those Vikings. But here we go. Banelings pushing on through, blowing up everything inside. Fungal's going down on a lot of the army. My computer can't even handle it. They're dropping some frames. HayprO decides to pull back just a little bit, and these corruptors are basically unopposed. There are some Marines on the ground working away at them, but they do indeed pull back. And these SCVs just repairing for all they are worth. See how many kills that Pine Tree Fortress gets before it goes down. And some infestors a little bit exposed. And it looks like most of HayprO's ground support has evaporated, but you know what? That's okay because he's building even more stuff. And yep, here come a whole bunch of Zerglings to reinforce the front lines. And how many? Oh, stop building SCVs. I want to see how many kills you have. Oh. MorroW still trying for all he's worth because he is a hero. Not a liquid hero, but a hero of the more generic variety. Even more banelings morphing in. 20 now, which is more than 17, because I can do basic math. MorroW still defending. So much death and destruction. Planetary Fortress finally goes down. And MorroW's definitely on his last legs. Very starved for money. Almost no income to speak of. And HayprO still has that very nice bank. And MorroW GG's out of the game. Very well played by HayprO. Keeping MorroW down on the bases. Keeping his bases alive in spite of the drops. Very nicely done. So thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one.